Hi everybody, it's Jen and I am here with the Artistic Studio Creation Design Team project. That's ASC Supplies on Etsy or ASCcraftsupplies.com. And yeah, use Scrapping Posh 10 for 10% off your total purchase. And today I'm going to be working with the Mintay Chippies album base. And these are super handy, and they have different like designs. So this is the suitcase. They have a house, they have a house, a camera with a heart, like a tag with some floral on it. They have a gate. They have this one, the suitcase, a unicorn, a butterfly, wings, bird cage. Some of that looks like shutters. And there's like 10 different kinds, and they range from $7.60 to under $6, so $5.10. So I'm going to show you a super easy way to use these. So the first thing I'm going to do is paint the outside, and I'm going to use the fresco finish. I'm going to use the fresco finish mud splat, and then possibly use some like metallic paints from Prima, and I'll show you those. So this is the Paper Artsy Mud Splat color. It's also available at ASC Supplies. And yeah, we're just going to paint the outside, back, and front, and then just the outside and the handle of these. So I'm going to do that, and then we'll come back and decorate it. Okay, so my suitcase is all dry, and you see that it's not warped or anything. So the only thing that we have to really get accurate is this front panel, and it's just so that you can't see any of the brown around it, and that's just personal preference. And then the rest of them we're just going to cut in squares and maybe around the edges. So that's why we went ahead and painted both sides. So on the first one, what I'm going to do, and by the way, it is Scraptober, so we cued the phrase Scraptober not too long ago. I know there's Inktober and other things, but this is, we're wanting you to use your scraps up. So if you want to buy new paper, obviously head on over to ASC Supplies on Etsy. I buy new paper all Scraptober long, but we are focusing this month on used in scrap paper. So this is the Graphic 45 collection from a couple years ago called Imagine, and I still have quite a bit left. I think I even have some that are unopened, so we're going to pick a cover. And then I have some paints. I have some Art Alchemy Prima. Is this Prima? Yes, Prima. I'm going to have gold, amber, and rustic brown, and this just to maybe do some highlights on the album itself. And then I have a whole bunch of bits. And the cool thing about these albums is that you can use as much stuff as you want, because they're kind of there's no limit to how big it has to be. In order to do that, instead of doing hinges, I'm going to do a ring. So once everything's said and done, I'm going to ring this in the side, and you'll have as much room as you want to embellish. So that'll be fun also. And then I have some vintage photo distress ink. And yeah, that's it. So let's pick some paper and go to it. Okay, so I am kind of liking this image here. Pull it down just a little bit because this Imagine won't be legible. So it's 7 1/4 by 5. I'm going to go ahead and mark the bottom. I just put a tiny pencil mark right there, and I want to go like 1/8 of an inch beyond that, and that'll be my first cut. And by the way, everybody, while I'm cutting here, I just wanted to mention that in honor of Scraptober, I missed my cut line, but in honor of Scraptober, I am sponsoring a giveaway over on the ASC Facebook group for $50 gift card to be spent at ASC on Etsy. So be sure you go down to the box below, the description box, and sign up for the ASC group so you don't miss your chance. Find the featured post and follow the rules, which is post anything that you've made with scraps and hashtag Scraptober. Okay, so I'm going to go 5 1/8, which I think I already said, and 7 1/4. So I had to do a starting point to get that. Our first cut will look like this. And then all we have to do is round the corners here. So that looks pretty good. I don't know that I have that big of a corner rounder, but I think I have a 1/2 inch corner rounder. We shall try that. So I'm going to write down 7 1/4 by 5 1/2 somewhere. Okay, now I know what size I'm going to cut all my pieces. And none of the edges are going to show, so I'm not going to ink anything on this. So that is going to be the base of our front cover. And then I'm going to go ahead and glue this onto this piece so that it's sandwiched between the two. Okay, that looks good. And then before I glue this one onto here, I'm going to do some work on this frame just to make it look a little more, well, a little more like I tried. So these are the Art Alchemy metallic acrylic paint. There's also rubs. They have rubs, so I should have kept the little cap, or maybe I did, maybe it's in there. But it helps opening them if you do that. Yeah, this thing here. I'll stick him in there. You should keep these things, I've learned recently. And I'm just going to do some highlighting. And we're going to put a lot of bling and gems and stuff on here too, so this is just to add some interest. We're going to glue this on. So this is going to go right down on top and sandwich the 2 layers together. And I'm just going to set this aside and set something on top of it so that it doesn't leave any gaps. And then we'll finish the back and the front of that. But until then, we're going to go ahead and pick out, there's 1, 3, 5, 7, 9, 11 pieces of paper I need to cut out, 7 1/4 by 5 1/2. We'll be back. Okay, so I have all my stuff cut, and it was 7 1/4 by 5 1/8, not 7 1/4 by 5 1/2. Put this black paint somewhere I won't stick my hand in it. And then I have to round all the corners. And these we are going to distress around the edges because you'll see them. And these We Are Memory Keeper punches, or corner punches, are wonderful. They last forever. They'll punch through almost anything. They do not like punching through single sheets. They want something to grab onto. I'm going to punch all of them at the same time. It's kind of strange that that's the way these work, but the more the better, it seems like. I think I'm punching about 5 pieces of paper here, and it worked flawlessly, where the first time I punched 1 piece didn't work. So if you can ever get your hands on one of these We Are Memory Keeper punches, go for it. Okay, let's see. I was going to do the clocks next, and this is going to be the front page of the front of the first page. And the 1/2 inch punches aren't exactly right, but it still makes a good square, so we're good. I'm just distressing with vintage photo. And if you cut your paper for this at 7 1/4 by 5 1/8, you just line the paper up with the flat parts. So here, here, and down at the bottom. Okay. And then I have a whole thing of the pockets and tags and chipboard, and then a whole bunch of stuff that I fussy cut out from when I first used the album. So, and then just some more scraps here. So let's see what we have to put on the inside pages.
you.